We're on 2025, and if you search on YouTube, you can find a lot of videos with the Raspberry Pi that you can make it in a home server, onto a NAS, and things like this. But the Raspberry Pi 4 in 2025, this is still worth it. So I'm going to try to find that out. I'm going to use a micro SD card with 256 gigabytes, which is from Gigastone. It's not the fastest one, but it's not the slowest one. And we're going to see if this will be worth right now to run a Raspberry Pi 4 in 2025. We're going to use it as a media server for Jellyfin, and we're going to try to use it as a network sharing like a NAS. So stay tuned. So to start, we need the Raspberry Pi software. So if you go on Google and just type raspberrypi.com/software, you can see it here. I downloaded it for macOS because I have macOS, but you can download it for Windows or Ubuntu or Linux in general. It's not just Ubuntu. And then you just install it from here. You double click on it and then you copy and paste, but I already have it installed. If I don't, well, I think, yeah, I already have it installed here. So I'm gonna stop it and I'm going to open Raspberry Pi Imager. Now all you have to do, you need to plug in this little micro SD card into your computer. You need an adapter, or you might have a USB hub that have a micro SD card, have a USB hub here. So I'm going to plug this one into my computer. Now when that's finished, all you have to do is just choose device. I'm going to go to Raspberry Pi 4 because I have a Raspberry Pi 4. Choose the OS and I'm going to go to others here, and I'm going to use the Raspberry Pi OS Lite. Now I'm choosing Lite because that means there's no interface on it. So that means I can easily, connect and stuff like this without using too much resources, which for a server, this is what you want. You don't want the OS to, use too much resources. So I'm going to choose Lite. Now on the storage, I'm going to choose, why do I have two? Now I need to see which one is this one. And I'm going to click next. Now I'm going to click edit. And here is where you put the name. So I'm going to put Raspberry Pi 4, and as a password, you put whatever you want. I'm going to put just 1. Here, if you want to connect to your Wi-Fi, you have to manually type in the name of the Wi-Fi and then the password. I will not recommend you to do it, but in case you do want to do it, you can easily just type the password and that's it. Now, when you go to services, you have to enable SSH. And don't forget here, I'm sorry, to put your time and the keyboard layout. Now, the reason why I'm typing the Wi-Fi password is because in case, you don't have a cable, then you can connect it. But the moment you connect the cable, it will automatically disconnect from the Wi-Fi. I use a cable, so it won't affect me, but I would strongly recommend you to use a cable because it's more secure and the connection will be more stable. Now, in services, don't forget to enable SSH, and in option, that's it, you don't do nothing. And now you just click yes, save, yes, and yes. It's telling you that it's going to erase the micro SD card, so please be careful. If you have something important there, don't erase it. But how you can see, it's now preparing, and now we have to just wait. Okay, so how we can see now, everything is written down, and all you have to do is now is just remove the SD card from here, and you just go and plug that into your Raspberry Pi. So we're going to do that, and we're going to come back. So that you put the micro SD card into your Raspberry Pi, all you have to do, if you're on Mac, this one would be easy. All you have to do is just open terminal. If you're on Windows, all you have to do is just go on the internet and go on putty.org. And here you will download this application, Putty. Now this will do the exact same thing that I'm doing here on the Mac in terminal. It's just like a terminal replacement, so you can use that one. So now what we need here we need to just type SSH, and we're using this one because I don't have a a display, a mouse and a keyboard connected to the Raspberry Pi, so I'm just connecting to it from another computer. And then you're going to put the name that you gave, so I gave mine Pi 4, and then you're going to put the IP address. Now the IP address, you can find it either if you connect a display on the Raspberry Pi, or you can go into your settings router and then you can see there the new connected devices, and you will be able to see the Raspberry Pi's IP address. And now you just press enter. Now sometimes this will happen, that means that you didn't wait enough for the Raspberry Pi to boot, so we're going to give it a couple of seconds and then we're going to try again. And how you can see it's now connected. Now it's asking you, are you sure you want to continue? You have to type yes because you want to connect to the Raspberry Pi, and you have to put the password that you put when you set it up, when you made the SD card. So for me it's just 1. Now you can see now I am in the SSH, so I'm connecting, I'm controlling the Raspberry Pi using my terminal. Now all we have to do is just copy some commands. So sudo apt-update, which is this one, and this one is a typical for Linux and everything. You will just update and then upgrade the system. So then we take this command over here. You will have all the commands in the description below, so you'll just copy and paste how I do here, because I have everything on notes. So once this one finished, all we have to do is just copy the next command and we're going to put it here. And now we just wait again. There's a lot of installation that needs to happen, so yeah, please reboot the system. So this one is easy, sudo reboot. And here how you can see the connection is lost, so we have to wait a little bit, probably about a minute, and then we have to reconnect to it. So we'll wait. Okay, so it's been about a minute, so let's try to reconnect to our server. We're going to use the same as before, and let's see if this one reboot. Yeah, it's already rebooted. So now we have one more command to put, which is this one. And this will install OMV for us. Now all we have to do is wait, and then we'll be able to connect to our new operating system that will make us a NAS and a media server. Okay, so when you get to this message, IP address may change and you could lose connection if you're running the script via SSH. It might be true, you will lose connection with this one, so you won't be able to see when you actually finish. So the easy way to see if it's finished, you just open on your browser and you type the IP address that you have on your Raspberry Pi. For example, for me, because I've already used this one before, it's already saved. But when I press enter, it's actually seeing my Open Media Vault. So now it's everything down. Now how you can see, my old username was spy. Doesn't matter, because this one is admin and the password is Open Media Vault. So this name here is the password when you first log in. So if I want to update the password, not now because I'm going to change it anyway. So this is Raspberry Pi, well, Open Media Vault running on Raspberry Pi. How you can see, we have all the things here and stuff like that. So there's updates available. We will do the update first. The first thing that I want to do is go to user settings and I want to change the password. And here you just put a password that you want, password that you can remember, and it's going to be secure for you. And you click save. Now I want to update my password. Now the second thing that I want to do is go to updates and update all the 15 that is saying here, and I click yes. And now we have to wait again. Now how you can see, if you notice, we didn't install Jellyfin, and there's a reason why I didn't install Jellyfin. At the moment we don't have the hard drive set up because I'm using a USB hard drive, so keep that in mind. And we have to create some users, some permissions, so don't install Jellyfin at the moment. Wait, we have to set up OMV and then we will install Jellyfin on it, and we will, see how good it is. I can tell you right now, it's pretty good. Pretty good. You can see some of your movies with no problems with it. And once we get to end of line here, how you can see the update is finished. Now it's going to kick us out. Well, it didn't. So how you can see, system restart required. So we have to restart the system. We're not going to do that anymore. Well, not now because we have some things to do. So how you can see in the system here, we have date and time, power management, schedule, updates. When you have the updates, we have some plugins. So you can install some of the plugins here from Open Media Vault, auto shutdown and stuff like this. But I don't want that at the moment. At the moment, I want to go to users, go into users again, and I want to create a new user. So I'm going to call this one SMB. Now SMB is when I connect from Windows and macOS to this hard drive, so I will know what that is. And I want to put a password. Select groups here. If you want, you can give him more beneficial things, so you can do, more stuff, but I want Samba share, has to be automatically there. And this one for me is fine, so I click save. And I don't want to save because it's recognized. And see how you can see here, we have pending configuration changes. So this is a thing that with Open Media Vault, most of the stuff that you do, you just have to pend. So you have to apply, click yes, and now we have to wait. After this one, we will have to go and create the storage that we have. We do have an external hard drive there, how I said, but I'm pretty sure it needs to be reformatted for OMV. So we have to wait for that one to do this. So that means we're going into storage, we're going into file system here, and here I have to create and mount. So I'm going to create one of these ones. So I'm going to create the ext4, for example. And when I click select device, how you can see, nothing is appearing, even though I have a device there. But if I go to disk here, I will have the 2 terabytes here that I can see it. So that means I have to wipe the entire disk. So there is literally no way of not wiping your disk. I tried everything. There's literally no way. And how you can see, it's already did it because it was a quick one. And now we're going back to files, mount an existing. Oh, I don't have a mount because I don't have create. Sorry. Let's create this one. And now how you can see, my hard drive is actually available here. So we're going to click save. And this one is going to create the hard drive in this partition, and then slowly, so we can use it with OMV. The problem is this step takes some time, so we're going to come back after. Okay, so how we can see, finally finished. Took about 20 minutes, I think. So we're going to click close, and now we're going to click save. Save. And now we have a hard drive here. So we're going to click apply, going to click yes. And there's a lot of pending configuration in OMV, which is really annoying, but there's nothing we can do about it. So we have to just every time just do it. So how you can see here, it's creating our hard drive, and now it's telling us that we have 1.79 terabytes available. Now my external hard drive is USB hard drive with 2 terabytes, so I'm getting 1.79 available for my personal use. So now we're going to wait for this thing to finish, and everything is done. So now we have a hard drive. Now we're going to services, we go to SMB here, and we're going to settings. Here into settings, we're going to enable this one first time here, and advanced setting SMB2. We're going to keep it like this because it's better. SMB2 works with everything, Linux, macOS, or Windows. So we click save, and now we click apply again. Services, shares, create, and here create a folder. We're going to click on the plus. We're going to name this one 2 terabytes. And here we're going to select the hard drive that we have, and we're going to click save. So here we're going to select the 2 terabytes that we just created. And I know you're pending, but you can wait a little bit. And here all we have to do is just click save. And now we apply the changes. So while this one is finished, all you have to do, for example, on macOS, if I open my Finder here, I just click go, connect to server, and here I put SMB, and you have to be like SMB.2/192.168.0.127 in my case, because this is my my share. So this is my IP address. Then you have to do. So this is how you will connect. Now, what we have to do, we have to go to settings again. Sorry, storage, disk, and how you can see here we have the SMB. Now you can click edit and put some advanced features and stuff like this on it. You don't want to do that. If you go into users again and you go into SMB, you got share folder permission here. Now you click on here, and for the 2 terabytes you click read and write, and you click saved. Now the SMB is my username. You click on your username, which one is that one, and you apply for it. This will tell OMV that you want this username to have access to this hard drive. So like this, OMV will know, when you connect to it and you put your password, it will know that this username will only get access to this hard drive. You can get a multiple hard drive, and then you can split the hard drive into multiple users or all of them on the same user. So once this one is finished, now I can just click connect. And how you can see here, I put SMB and I put the password that I gave the username, and I click connect. Now it's loading, and voila, my 2 terabyte hard drive is here. So now I have access to my 2 terabytes, which is also here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a clip from here. Let's take the intro from this clip, and I'm going to paste it here to test it. Now this one has 69.1 megabytes. For the first connection, it's a little bit, stuff like that, but once it's connected, how you can see, boom, everything works. So now I know that my shares are working. Now I can install Jellyfin. But to install Jellyfin, I have to close the terminal because I didn't close it the first time, and reopen terminal. Now I have to do the same thing again to reconnect to the Pi by SSH. So I'm going to put same thing here, ssh.py4, that's my username and the IP address. And now I'm back. Now all I have to do is just copy this command here into this one. And how you can see, it's getting Debian ARM64 because this is what Raspberry Pi is using, and we're going to press continue to actually install Jellyfin on it. Now Jellyfin will automatically get access to whatever OMV is having access. So you creating a hard drive, Jellyfin will get access to the hard drive. So like this, you can store your music, you can store your thing like this. And since we're doing this one, let's go back here, connect to the SMB, 2 terabytes, how you can see. And here, let's make a new folder. Let's call it movies, for example. And here I will just put the intro from this video here, so we'll have an idea how it runs and stuff like that. Now keep in mind, all of my recordings are made either in 1080p or 4K, so you'll have an idea how this works. Now installing Jellyfin right now, it has to install some of the things and stuff like that, so we'll just have to wait, and we'll come back after the installation is finished. So how you can see, Jellyfin is actually installed right now. So Jellyfin is going to be our IP address, and it's 2.8096. So we have to remember this one, 2.8096 and the IP address. Now we enter it, and how you can see, we have Jellyfin. Welcome to Jellyfin. Click next. Make a username and a password for Jellyfin. This has nothing to do with OMV, so it's a new username and password. I'm still going to call it Pi4, so I'll know that this Jellyfin is on the Raspberry Pi 4. And I'm going to click next. Now, if I want to update the password, keep in mind this will update the password on the OMV, so depending which one is more important for you. So for me, I don't want to update it now. I can add a library, and I can say this is movies. And here in the folders, I can go and I have to select this one, our survey disk. Now 2 terabytes and movies. Once this one here, you can play, to take the movie and stuff like that. I don't have any movies here put, but we're going to click OK for me. We're going to click next. The region, I'm from the United Kingdom. Click next. Enable port mapping if you want to access Jellyfin from outside your house, but I don't want to do that, so click next. And you're all done. Now you click finish. Now you log in with the username and the password that you just created for Jellyfin. I don't want to update, and how you can see, I have the intro here, so I can click play. We're in 2025 and there's a lot of videos on how to do a Raspberry Pi server and stuff like this. But the Raspberry Pi 4 in 2025, I want to see if it's actually good enough. And how you can see, everything is working perfectly. Now, this Raspberry Pi can take up to one 4K movie. It's a little bit slow, so I won't recommend a 4K. The best one I recommend is 1080p, but you can still do it. So yeah, at the moment we have access to our hard drive, and then we have a media server already running, and this is with OMV. Now OMV, the only problem that I have with OMV, it is a little bit slow on the interface, and there's not too much information. So if you go to OMV here and you go into dashboard, here you can put whatever you want to see on the dashboard. For example, let's add everything, so you can have an idea of everything. So this is all the widget that you will get, and this is how it will work. The CPU is not working because I don't know why, but how you can see is finding a Raspberry Pi 4 up for 37 minutes, stuff like this, what I have enabled, what I don't, my hard drives, and everything here. So you have some ideas and everything, but it's not as friendly as others, for example like Casa OS. So in the next video, we're actually going to install Casa OS on this Raspberry Pi 4 to see the benefits, but also the downfalls of using Casa OS, because you're losing some of the things by using Casa OS. But yeah, this is my my video of how to make it. Pretty straightforward, easy to use. That does take a little bit of time. Took me about an hour to set up everything, but yeah, if you want a easy server, Raspberry Pi 4 is still a great alternative because you can still use a lot of things. For example, let's see this one. This one has 27 gigabytes. So if I try to copy 27 gigabytes on this one, it will take some time, to actually copy. but it will work. This is the thing. You have all your data into a hard drive that it's literally it's like a NAS in your house. So 27 gigabytes. We're going to wait. Estimated time, they're not 100% sure, about an hour. So about an hour to copy 27 gigabytes. Now keep in mind my internet speed is 1 gigabyte, so it's not the fastest one. Probably yours going to be faster. But yeah, this is my video. Thank you very much for watching. If you do like it, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one. And don't forget, if you want to see the CasaOS video on this one, subscribe, because that's the next video that will be posted on my channel. Thank you for watching, guys. Have a wonderful day.